Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming. I'm your host, Richard, and today we are here with a new series that I like to call Team of Six. Now, what this series is going to comprise of is it's kind of a take on or not, a top five or top 10, but instead it's going to be like a top six, and it's called Team of Six. Kind of like how in the game of Pokemon you can carry six Pokemon around at a time. That's kind of what it's going off of. So, today's episode is going to be Team of Six Grass-type Pokemon. Now, this can be either Mono-type, Dual-type Grass-type Pokemon, any which one, really. This list kind of comprised off of design of the Pokemon, competitive use of the Pokemon, memories of the Pokemon, all the good stuff. So just so you guys know, this is a list of my top six favorite Pokemon, not yours, but I do want to hear what you would pick for your top six in the comment section down below. But just know these are my top six favorite Pokemon, so I'm choosing them because I like them. And like most other people have been doing, I'm leaving legendaries out of this list. We will have a separate video for top 6 legendary Pokemon. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, in the number 6 slot today for Team of 6 Grass-type Pokemon is Trevenant. Now, Trevenant is part Ghost, part Grass-type, and he has the abilities Frisk, Natural Cure, and Harvest. Now, when Trevenant first came out, he was leaked. I think Cerebi got a hold of him first, and they didn't know his English name. They just had the Japanese name of Aroto, so that's what I always think of when I first see Trevenant, is Aroto, so I name my Trevenants Aroto. Just a little tidbit for you guys is my nickname at Trevenant's Aroto. But I love Trevenant for his design. Just look at him, the haunted tree. It's spooky and awesome. But competitive use is really where Trevenant is at. When X and Y first came out, you saw him everywhere. People were using him as wall, using him as an attacker, all this good stuff. Personally, my favorite set for Trevenant is to run an Impish one. I can't remember the EV spreads off the top of my head, but it's kind of a mix of HP, attack, and defense or special defense. Can't remember right now. I'd have to look. But I'd have it carrying the Lumberry, so you can get rid of your Toxic, get rid of your Paralysis, get rid of your Burn, your Sleep, and then you could harvest that back so that people really couldn't sit there and Toxic stall you or anything. And then for moves, I'd use Leech Seed to get back that health, Will-O-Wisp to cut their attack in half and get residual damage off, and then I'd carry Rest so I could heal all my HP back, plus the Lumberry would make it so I wasn't asleep anymore. And then a lot of people ran Horn Leech for extra HP gain, but I ran Shadow Claw, and that's because I wanted to counter other Trevenants that tried coming in and stopping you from using your recovery of Horn Leech and Leech Seed. So that's what I personally ran on my Trevenant, and I loved using them as a wall, using them as an attacker. It was all good stuff. That's why Trevenant's number 6 today. And in the number 5 slot is Tangrowth. Now, Tangrowth is a mono grass type Pokemon, but don't let him fool you. He will still eat up those physical fire type moves. Not special, he ain't no special wall, let me tell you. But physical, like the Flare Blitz and all those things, he'll take them. And then you can just, with that Regenerator ability, you can just bring him back, get all that health back, and bring him back out later. He's got a very good move pool too. He can be either physical or special or mixed attacker. Carrying the Giga Drain for that health recovery, Leech Seed, Knock Off, which got a boost in X and Y, which makes it super good on him. Sleep Powder, put him to sleep so you can get that health back without taking any damage. And then also Power Up and Earthquake on the physical side. Tangrowth and Tangela used to be just kind of meh for me. Until I started watching like Maryland's videos. He used a Tangrowth, and I think it was his Heart Gold Wedlock. That really brought Tangrowth out for me, and yeah, I just love it ever since. And of course, Game Boy Luke's Eviolite Tangela, that thing's crazy. I got to try that out myself. But before I start dropping any other names, let's move on to number 4. In the number 4 slot, if you guys have been watching my Pokemon Showdown videos, you'll know this Pokemon very well. It is Cacturne, the Grass and Dark type. His abilities are Sandveil and Water Absorb, and of course, we want to run that Water Absorb. when I first played Ruby and Sapphire, I liked the design of Cacturne. He's kind of cool, creepy, but just never really used him. Didn't feel the need to. I usually had Sceptile already on the team, or just didn't have room. Whenever I went to the desert, I always picked up Flygon instead. So I just kind of overbrushed him, or overpassed him, until I saw him used on the Lumio Station podcast. Shady Penguin, when he was a guest host at that time, brought Cacturne and absolutely swept with it. And after that, I fell in love with him, and I've been using him all over the place. He absolutely wrecks house in his own tier, which I believe is RU, maybe NU. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he also does very well in OU. Of course, he's got the Water Absorb. Give him 252 attack, 252 speed. I usually run Jolly so I can outspeed. 4 in the special defense for the EVs. Kind of mixed in the nature in there as well. But you want to focus sash him because Cacturne can't take a hit. That's the only problem with him, is he's got very low defense and special defense. What I actually figured out when doing research for this video is that Cacturne's attack and special attack are both even at 115, I think it was. So he can be either a physical or special attacker. I prefer physical. I've tried the special one. It just doesn't work as well because you don't get the priority in Sucker Punch. You get the recovery with Giga Drain instead of Drain Punch, but and Focus Blast misses a little too much for me, so I prefer physical. So I run the Sucker Punch, Drain Punch, Swords Dance, and Seed Bomb. So usually you can get the Swords Dance off before the Focus Sash goes away, and then just start wrecking house with them. Some people also run the Spikes, Destiny Bond, and then if you want to run special, Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, Giga Drain. He has tons of moves. Cacturne's super good competitively, and he looks awesome at the same time, so that's why he's at number 4. And in our number 3 spot is Breloom, grass and fighting type Pokemon, another Gen 3 Pokemon here, second one in a row, I think, looking back quickly. Breloom can carry the abilities Effect Spore, Poison Heal, and Technician. Again, another Pokemon I kind of looked over in the Ruby and Sapphire games. Sceptile usually was carrying my grass typing already, so I didn't need another one. And Shroomish was a little weird, Breloom kind of looked weird at the time. I liked him in the anime. He was cool. They had that... I can't remember the episode specifically, but they had one where they're at some fighting place and there's a Breloom there. And of course they throw in Breloom wherever, really, when they need forest Pokemon. But it wasn't until, again, X and Y with the competitive side of Breloom that I started liking him. Actually, I was given a Shroomish by one of my friends over at the Wilderness Podcast. I'll put a link down in the description below for them. That is a hockey podcast, but they love Pokemon over there as well. So I got one from one of them, and it sat on my PC for a while, and I was like, oh, let's train this thing up. So I trained up the Breloom. It was a Technician one, Jolly, and he's just been wrecking house ever since. Or she has, actually. It's a female, named it Alice, because that's the best nickname for a Breloom ever. Alice the Breloom. I mean, come on. Alice in Wonderland, mushrooms, Brelooms, Alice the Breloom. But any which way, Technician Jolly Breloom is my favorite, of course. Either Life Orb, Focus Sash. I prefer the Focus Sash, especially if you know Talonflame's coming. I originally ran Spore, Mach Punch, what's the move? Spore, Mach Punch, Bullet Seed, and Swords Dance. Usually I set up the Swords Dance, start sweeping from there. I've gotten many a 6-0 leading with Breloom. Didn't even have to use any other Pokemon. But recently I started not using Swords Dance. Instead I brought Rock Tomb. And usually if, Talonflame's coming out, they think they can just Brave Bird you, but you've got the Focus Sash. So you have your Breloom come in, they'll use Brave Bird, then you Rock Tomb and knock them out. One shot every time. And I want to work with a Poison Heal Breloom. I haven't done it yet. I still have to breed one. But Poison Heal I've seen work very well. You can substitute Dynamic Punch, Drain Punch to get health back. Spore on that one as well, Seed Bomb. Breloom's another one of those ones that's got a lot of versatility, and absolutely love it. Again, Gen 3 representing. Let's go get the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire up in here. In the number 2 slot is a Pokemon that you don't see very much on top 10s at all, much less top 5s, and it is Meganium. Of course, the Grass-type starter that came to us in the 2nd generation with Gold and Silver. Meganium is a straight grass type, and it has the abilities Overgrow and its hidden ability Leaf Guard, which is actually not yet released as well. The same thing with Typhlosion and Feraligatr, their hidden abilities aren't released yet. Hopefully they'll be coming to us soon, maybe Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, you never know. But Meganium's kind of more of a wall competitively, with the Giga Drain, Synthesis, Leech Seed, all regaining health. And it usually puts up dual screens with a Reflect and Light screen. It can also carry Aromatherapy to kind of get rid of status ailments on your side of this field, and as well as inflict them with Toxic. Sometimes Thunder Wave, actually, I shouldn't say that because I don't know if Meganium gets Thunder Wave, but if it does, hey, there you go, Thunder Wave for Meganium. But, yeah, Meganium has more of a draw to me for both nostalgia purposes and design. I know the first time I played Gold I started with Cyndaquil, but I quickly started using Chikorita right away. Love Meganium's design, the Apatosaurus look, the dinosaur with the long neck with the giant flower. I mean, just look at that freaking flower. It's amazing. And I love the whole aspect of Meganium using its breath to bring back flowers from the dead. You can just breathe on them and they'll start growing again. I mean, just think if you were a gardener and you had a Meganium, your job would be set. You wouldn't have to worry about replanting plants. I mean, that might actually not set your job. That might make it so you don't have to do much. But any which way, love Meganium, number 2 Pokemon. And of course, if you guys didn't see this coming with the number 1 slot, you need to go back and check out our Let's Play Red version. It is, of course, Venusaur, the one and only Brutus. Venusaur is a grass poison type, which kind of mixes up its weakness or its resistance. It's a cool type, and I love it. The first dual-type Pokemon in the Pokédex, as well as its evolutionary line being the first Pokemon in the National Pokédex. Its abilities are Overgrow and Chlorophyll. So Venusaur can be run in so many different ways. It's so amazing. It can be bulky. It can be offensive, both physically and special. It's all around just an amazing Pokemon. My personal favorite Venusaur, which is the original Brutus, is either Overgrow or Chlorophyll. I do Overgrow just because it's easier for breeding purposes. Doesn't really matter because it's going to be slower. It's going to carry Giga Drain, Synthesis, Leech Seed, and Sludge Bomb. Sometimes you can throw in Sleep Powder. There's different Brutuses, of course. If you guys didn't know, I name all of my Venusaurs Brutus, and there's Brutus, there's Brutus Jr., there's Brutus Jr. Jr., there's Brutus Senior Jr., Brutus Senior Senior. There's so many different Brutuses right now, I can't even keep track of them all. But got different forms of them. Got the Chlorophyll ones that I use for VGC usually. Got just all these different kinds. Ones with knockoff. Venusaur gets knockoff, and it's amazing. Earthquake Venusaur you can run. That was the big one in Gen 5. And of course, Venusaur in Generation 6 with X and Y. Got the Mega Evolution. Mega Brutus, everybody. He gets thick fat. When I first saw Mega Venusaur got thick fat, I lost my mind. He's eaten up all those fire type moves, all the ice type moves. He essentially lost 2 weaknesses with this Mega Evolution, even keeping his same typing. Just absolutely love him. So much nostalgia with Venusaur. I have the Shadowless Venusaur card over here. I've got a sealed Venusaur promo card. Love me some Venusaur. Absolutely number 1 every time. Alright everybody, and that's going to wrap up our team of 6 grass-type Pokemon. Be sure to leave your team of 6 down below. Do it however you want. That's your 6 Pokemon that you're leaving down there. You can do design, competitive, however you want it. Next time, though, we are going to be doing our team of 6 fire types, so be sure to start getting your guys ready. I want to be able to see what you guys think of fire type Pokemon, as well as grass for this episode. But leave fire till next time. Don't leave fire down this one. People get confused. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you so much. I put a lot of time into this series, particularly. It surprised me on how much effort this actually takes to be doing all this editing and stuff. I wanted to get videos for you guys, but I didn't want to be like, because I don't have a capture card, I don't want to be taking other people's stuff and using it, so I'm just going to be doing pictures for now. Let's see where we can go from there. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye.